Welcome to our channel. In this video, we walk you through how to master the art of organizing your literature using the powerful key findings matrix, a game changer for your research process. After watching this video, you will know the steps in conducting a literature review, the meaning and importance of a key findings matrix in research, and how to organize literature with the key findings matrix. Let's start with the steps in conducting a literature review. The steps in conducting a literature review include: Step 1 is to define your research question. Step 2 is to conduct a comparative literature search. Step 3 involves selecting and evaluating sources. Step 4 involves organizing the literature, and this is the focus of this video. Step 5 involves synthesizing key findings. Step 6 involves writing the literature review, while Step 7 involves referencing accurately. These points have been addressed in a video titled Safeguarding Research Integrity with the Key Findings Matrix. You are encouraged to watch the video for an in-depth understanding and further clarification. Let's now proceed to the meaning of a key findings matrix. The key findings matrix, commonly developed using Microsoft Excel or related spreadsheet tools, serves as a systematic framework for extracting, organizing, and comparing critical information from diverse scholarly sources, including journal articles, books, technical reports, and academic theses. Each column typically represents a different study or source, while the rows capture key attributes or variables of interest, such as the author and year of publication, the study title, the research aim and objectives, the study design, sample size and population, study setting, key findings, strengths and limitations of the study, gaps or recommendations, and relevance of the study to your research question. As such, the key findings matrix functions as both a visual aid and an analytic framework, allowing researchers to synthesize extensive bodies of information in a manner that is structured, coherent, and conducive to comparison. Let's now examine the importance of a key findings matrix in research. The key findings matrix plays a critical role in the literature review process, especially in the context of conducting systematic, scoping, or integrating reviews. The importance of a key findings matrix research includes the following. The key findings matrix enables efficient extraction of key information from multiple sources. It facilitates comparative analysis across studies. It supports evidence synthesis and team development. It organizes literature in a way that enhances access and referencing. It promotes transparency and rigor in research. It enhances collaboration in research teams. And finally, it prevents harmful use of artificial intelligence in research. These points have been comprehensively addressed in the video titled Safeguarding Research Integrity with the Key Findings Matrix. You are encouraged to watch the video for an in-depth understanding and further clarification. Now let's proceed to how to organize literature in the key findings matrix in MS Excel. The first step in organizing literature in the key findings matrix is to shortlist the more relevant materials with respect to the specific objectives of the proposed study among the sources that were selected and evaluated, which is the third step of the literature review process, for inclusion in the key findings matrix. The second step is to open a new Microsoft Excel workbook and then name and save it in the folder you have created for it on your desktop. The third step is to enter the relevant variables in column A of the Excel worksheet. The variables should be entered section by section for each source. The most common sections include Section A, which contains the institution and student details. Section B contains the source details. Section C contains the methodology. Section D contains the key findings. And Section E concerns critical appraisal and research relevance. And finally, Step 4 concerns embedding the abstract and footer document for each source. Now let's provide more information on the steps. Step 1 concerns shortlisting the relevant materials with respect to the specific objectives of the proposed study among the sources selected and evaluated for inclusion in the key findings matrix. Two of the shortlisted materials are hereby displayed. The first among the materials that were shortlisted is a study on self-medication among health workers in a tertiary institution in Southwest Nigeria by Babatunde et al. And it was labeled as SM001. The second among the materials that were shortlisted is a study on self-medication. A university student from the city of Mansoura, Egypt, by Elal and Abole Wafa, and was labeled as SM002. The other material was labeled accordingly serially. The second step is to open a new Microsoft Excel workbook and then name and save it in the folder you have created for it on your desktop. The picture on the left shows the new Microsoft Excel workbook bearing the default name Book 1. The picture on the right shows the named and same Microsoft Excel workbook now bearing the name Key Findings Matrix Self-Medication Study. The third step is to enter the relevant variables in column A of the worksheet. The variables should be entered section by section for each source. The common sections include section A. Section A concerns institution and student details, and the components of this section include the name of the institution concerned, the name of the program, the student's name and admission number, and the title of the proposed project. Section B concerns the source detail, and the components of this section include the citation of the source, that is the author's surname and year of publication, the full reference of the source, and the aims and objectives of the study concerned. Section C is on methodology, and the components of this section include study area, the study design, the study population, as well as the inclusion and exclusion criteria, whether sample size estimation was done or not, the estimated sample size, and the finally recruited size, the sampling technique employed in the study, whether or not specific selection procedures were done, such as matching in case control studies and randomization in true experimental studies, the method and instrument of data collection, the data analysis procedure, and finally the section where the source is applicable in the current study, such as the introduction section, the literature review section, the discussion section, or in all the sections. Section D contains the key findings. The components of this section depend on the relevant themes that were covered in the shortlisted sources. In the case of the study on self-medication, the components of this section include awareness and knowledge of self-medication, prevalence of self-medication, the most common reasons for practicing self-medication, the most commonly self-medicated drugs, and the conditions for which the patient self-medicated. The last section is on critical appraisal and research relevance. The components of this section include the strengths and limitations of the study shortlisted, the gaps identified in the study, the key recommendations that were made in the study, and the relevance of the study to your research questions. Finally, step 4 concerns embedding the abstract and the full text document for each source. The actions to be carried out in this step include copying the HTML version of the abstract or summary and pasting it inside an embedded Microsoft Word document in a cell in the column for that source. Also, the free PDF file or the full text of the source, if available, should be embedded in a cell in the column for that source. In the case of online sources without PDF versions, copy the HTML version and paste it inside an embedded Microsoft Word document in a cell in the column for that source. In the case of a great literature source, such as a dissertation which has not been published, scan the document, convert it into a PDF file, and embed it in a cell in the column for that source. In conclusion, building a key findings matrix in Microsoft Excel is more than just organizing data. It is about creating a powerful research companion that helps you manage, analyze, and synthesize scholarly evidence with precision. By learning how to create key variables in column A of the MSSL worksheet, extract targeted information from your sources, and embed both the abstract in Word format and the full text PDF within your matrix, you've taken a major step towards matrix literature organization. This structured approach not only enhances your critical thinking and comparison skills, but also safeguards research integrity by ensuring transparency and traceability of your sources. To explore this topic further, get your copy of Essentials of Research Methodology for students and professionals if you haven't already. To buy the Essentials of Research Methodology for students and professionals and the student-friendly statistics for health, life, and social sciences books, please access the other forms at the address shown. Watch out for our video on how to build a key finding matrix for organizing literature.